Welcome back to Threes In. Bobo here. So this one afternoon, I'm sitting in my office there as the chief of check section at Randolph in the 560th Flying Training Squadron, just waiting to brief up a two-ship ride. Now, I don't think I've gone into this as much before, but the way we gave check rides is we acted as students, UPT students, and we evaluated the trainees, which were PIT students. We couldn't call them students because somebody had their feelings hurt one time, so we had to change it to trainees. Okay, fine. So we would evaluate the trainees on how well they instructed us as well as how well they flew. The rules of engagement said that once we gave the briefing and went into the role playing, that we could not come out of the role playing except for an emergency or something critical in nature. Okay, fine. That was about the guidance we had. So these two students come down from E-Flight one day, and we all stood up and got into grip and grinning. Hi, I'm so-and-so. Yeah, fine. Nice to meet you. Okay. And one of the students, I don't know if they flipped a coin, but he was going to brief the mission. And he starts out just a basic two-ship ride out in the MOA. So-and-so's lead. I always loved it when they said, so-and-so, I'm going to be the lead and you're going to be on the wing. Well, that's a revelation. Where else would he be? Okay. Hey, Ron, I digressed. Okay, so we get the mission all briefed up, but one of the things that really stuck out in the briefing was he said, when we get out to the area, we're going to do all our turns to the left. And I'm thinking, now, why would you brief that? He said, we'll do our pitch outs and rejoins to the left. We'll do all the maneuvering in the extended trail and, for the most part, enclosed trail to the left, because that makes it easier for the wingman to anticipate and stay in position and yada, yada, yada. Well, I didn't know how to break it to him, but this was not 60 Minutes where we served softball questions to the people we were interviewing. No, it's not like that. It's PIT, for crying out loud. So I raised my hand and I said, well, sir, now I'm in the role. I said, do you think we could do maybe a couple turns to the right? I've been struggling with looking over my throttles with a right-hand rejoin. He said, no, we're going to do them to the left. Okay, so a couple other things came up with the brief, and he continued on through it. Are there any questions? And I said, no, I don't have any questions, but I do have a comment. And he says, what's that? And I said, first of all, we're going to take a little bit of a time out here. I said, where the hell did you ever come up with this idea of only doing maneuvers to the left? Well, my IP said that he had an IP, or he flew with a guy one time, or had an IP one time, who was an F4 pilot, and he said the way they used to teach was always teach people to the left, maneuver to the left, because it started building the students' confidence, and yada, 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 would give me a break. I said, let me put it this way. I said, if I don't see a couple right-hand maneuvers in this, I said, somebody's going to be retaking this check ride, and it's not going to be me. Okay, so I said, you have any problems with it? No, sir. Okay, now we're back in the student role, and off we went. Check ride went fine. Everybody passed and so forth. So I went down to E-Flight when the day was wrapping up. I sat down with an IP. Where the hell did you ever come up with that idea? And he went on to reflect the story that I'd just heard a couple hours earlier about him flying with an F4 pilot that said that was the neatest thing, teaching technique since sliced bread, I suppose. And I said, that's not acceptable coming down to check section. I said, let me make it very clear to you. I said, if you send down a couple other guys like that, I said, they're not going to make it through the briefing, okay? We're not going to waste the jet time. So I said, lend some thought to that, okay? And he said, yes, sir. And away we went, and all was well in the 560th. I went back and popped a can of beer, was talking to my check pilots about it, and they were all scratching their heads. They couldn't make sense of it one way or the other. And we just kind of wrote it off to this guy being a buffoon and left it at that. Well, turns out he really wasn't that much of a buffoon. He later became a commander in the 560th. So what the hell did I know? But at any rate, at least on my part, we taught the kid how to do right-handed pitch outs and rejoins. On another note, just to tie this up, I am guilty of teaching all my Iranian students just to do all their maneuvers to the left. Now, I had a purpose in that. And my purpose was the thought of one day having to fight those guys. If I ever got onto their 6 o'clock position, I knew which way they're going to turn. They're going to turn to the left, and then I could cut through and hose them when they broke left. But that's a little bit different. I wanted to teach our guys how to turn right. But anyway, so that's what I have to offer today. Hope you're having a good day. This is Bobo Base Gear. Stop.